hello, and welcome. How are you guys? Hello, hello. Um, so we are doing better today than yesterday. Let me first make the text a little bigger so I can read what you guys are saying without squinting as much. But let me say hello to everyone in the chat. So Chi Eduardo, Ryan, Jody, Michael, Asa, Einstein. Hello. Did I miss anyone? Did I miss anyone? I hope I didn't miss anyone. How are you guys today? You guys are so great. I love y'all. I did change the starting music. So this is Fontaine. So it's kind of like I think it's like the big medley of Fontaine music. So yeah, from Genshin Impact. So yes, I'm glad you guys really like the music. Yeah, but it is from Genshin Impact, and it is from the area that is kind of representative of France. So yeah, lovely. Oh, you guys are all good. Awesome, awesome. So Rogue, you're exhausted. 9 days to home. Oh boy, oh boy. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm so happy you guys are so chatty already. It really makes me very happy when the chat is like very lively. And this is awesome. Hey Saturday, how are you? So you guys have, I don't know, probably have noticed I've yet again kind of like moved things around. I was looking at the streams from last week, and I've been wanting to kind of like make it a little bit better. So first up is to go over my little updates. I got a different low profile microphone stand, so that way you guys only see the microphone and not the rest of the stand. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's a lot less clunky and cluttered over here. So I'm trying that out, and so far I'm really liking this low profile stand. So this will allow me to keep my microphone here while I practice, and then even when I go back to my old kind of live stream setup, I think I'm going to keep this instead of using my lapel mics. I might use my lapel mics for if I do vlogs and stuff like that. So yeah. Or if I have like another guest like live in literally physically in the room with me, then we might use lapel mics. But we'll see. So that's the first update, is this low profile mic stand or mic mount. The next is well, I thought there was another kind of like, oh, right. So I move things around here so that when I hold the flute up, you guys can actually see the whole flute. So I figured that would be better. And then if I wanted to describe anything to you guys, I now have this. So I learned from last time, I have this up and ready in case we want to do some whiteboard business. All right. So, okay, we got it. Yes. So like we're doing some like, adjustments here and there. I actually kind of like how this whole thing just takes up the whole space on here. So I'm thinking about how to sort of reincorporate my little flute logo design into my little setup here. I might just kind of have it Like I might redesign it and then like just kind of put it, underneath on the like second cam and stuff like that. I don't know. It seems like you guys really enjoy this kind of new setup anyway. I've also been enjoying this is like the most actually like low budget way of showing the chat up on the screen. But I actually think it looks nicer than it used to. As someone was saying, it's easier to read the names and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think. I have been just kind of like playing around with the setup and trying to improve the setup and make it look good. So, but yeah, I think that is in terms of like what things are changing here on the screen. I think that's about it. I think. But let's see. I see more people have come on in. Hello, Alluring. How are you? Megan. Yeah, so Megan, you're Alluring. Okay. So I think Flute Berries is Jenny. So I'm like trying to keep everyone's Twitch names and YouTube names, in line. So, oh, Michael, that's so sweet of you. Yeah. I'll get to that Mario theme. No worries. We'll figure out when's a good time for me to do it. I haven't set time to do like the sight reading thing again. So, yeah. So Chi Eduardo, you want some suggestions on Badinerie? That might need to wait for another stream just because I do want to get through my practice checklist today. So I hope you don't mind. But if we have time, then I can do like at the end, if I just kind of like barrel through this and I have some time at the end, then I might. So we'll put those two things on hold, the Mario theme and the Badinerie. But yeah, so let's see. Hey Brenda, thank you for the thumbs up. Jody, thank you for the thumbs up. Looks like you guys like this. Hey Void, hey Victor, how are you guys doing? Hello. Oh, you're so welcome, Eduardo. Yeah. I'm glad that you guys are so understanding that like, I kind of want, this is actually my legitimate practice time, so I do want to make sure I get that good practice in. Yeah. So I kind of like how this looks. I love this low profile stand. It's so low profile that you guys can't even see it. It's amazing. I'm so happy. I actually wasn't expecting it to be so like hardcore. It's metal. This thing is metal, and I don't know why, but in my brain I was expecting it to be plastic. So I'm kind of jazzed about this. Do I play piano? I did. I kind of do. I definitely took piano lessons when I was a kid. And I got, if any of you are familiar with the Certificate of Merit program in California, I did go up to level 8. So I guess you could say I was like fairly advanced, but I wasn't nowhere near the level of like professional level, So anyway, I am going to start putting my flute together. So while we continue chatting, and I'll put it, once I put it together, I'll put it on this side so you guys can see it in the second cam. Yeah. Michael, thank you for being so like conscious of not repeating yourself. But yeah, I will have those two things in mind, the Mario theme and the Badinerie. If we have time, we'll get to those. Yeah. So, and this particular piano here is very, very special. It was inherited by John's grandfather. So John, my husband, John's grandfather used to play by ear. I never met him. I wish I could have. And because I think that with him being, such a natural musician, I think he would have been tickled to um to know that his grandson married a musician, you know? Like, I just think that that would be great. So this is kind of basically our piece of John's grandfather in our lives. But yeah, I'm really sad I never got to meet him. I got to meet John's grandmother, though, and, you know, kind of got to know her, you know, over, let me think, 9 years. So I knew her for 9 years before she passed last year. And it was really lovely, like, getting to know her. And she really, like, she was like legit grandma. You know what I mean? You know, like when you think of like sweet grandmother, like always asking about your well-being, always saying that you're too thin and you need to eat more, and you know, stuff like that. And by the time I met her, she wasn't cooking as much, which John keeps telling me that I should have. He wishes that I could have, that is, tasted her cooking. But yeah, so yep, classical grandma. There you go. Exactly. You know, like every grandma is like this, you know? Every grandma just like is like, have you eaten enough? No, you haven't. You're too thin. Here, eat more. You know? And yeah, she was just such a sweetheart, and just like, you know, in her day, such a badass. Like, absolutely a badass. And like just such a wonderful person, you know? So yeah, makes me kind of sad that I didn't get to meet her husband, so John's grandfather. But yeah. Ryan, are you asking about my flute? If you're asking about my flute, my bot actually knows. So I'll put it here anyway for you guys to see. Yeah. Am I too quiet? Oh, I might be. Sorry. There. Is that better? Can you guys tell me if that's better? That should be better. I lowered it because I was maxing it out earlier. But I tend to actually talk a little bit quieter with you guys. So there you go. How's that now? This is part of the reason why I chat with you guys for like a little while before I start playing. You know, just to kind of get everything. Yeah, thumbs up. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, that's better, right? I'm so sorry. I did actually turn my volume down earlier. I should have remembered to bring that back up. Yeah. Okay. So, if everything sounds good to you guys, I think I am going to raise my desk. Oh, right. I should put on my little silicone wedding ring. I have my legit wedding ring upstairs, but for playing the flute and stuff like that, this ring basically lives in this room. Okay. Right. I thought one more thing before we get started playing. Okay, sounds good, Michael. Enjoy your dinner. One thing I just wanted to update you guys on is the whole water heater situation. So I mentioned yesterday I was super stressed because, you know, just everything was breaking in my life. All right. At the beginning of the month, my husband broke. Okay. He had his TSW flare. If you guys don't know what TSW is, we'll put it in the chat. There you go. So my husband broke for a week. And then during that, our fridge was breaking. It started to click. It kind of sounded like something was wrong with the starter. So it was a big ordeal to get technicians coming out 3 times before they fixed it. The day before they fixed it, the motherboard on my computer broke. It died. It is bye-bye. RIP. That was last week. That was late last week. And then this weekend, our water heater decided that it didn't want to heat up our water as much as it usually does So we're freaking out again and trying not to freak out, but kind of freaking out because will already be the second time that we would have to call in, to see what they can do for us under warranty. They have already replaced it. This thing is only 3 years old. So, we're just kind of like, really? And then you know what? The weirdest thing. We believe it might have had something to do with this, but the power to our house blipped, just kind of flickered 3 times yesterday because there were like high winds in this area. And now our water heater works just fine. It heats the water up all the way up. The compressor seems to be fine. It's blowing out cold air because, it's warming the water on the inside, It works. It just works. It just, I don't know why it's working. We don't know why. But you know what? We will not look a gift horse in the mouth. We are just going to be like, yes, you are working. And we will just pretend that the weirdness this weekend didn't happen. So we don't know what to think about it. If it actually breaks down for realsies in like a few months or a year or something, we're not exactly going to be surprised. So, yes, indeed. The ways of the universe are not for us to understand. Wait, what? How exactly did you say it? The thing is, I really hate how how you can react, with little emojis. It covers the chat. Like it covers what you guys are saying. There we go. The ways of the universe are not ours to understand. Gremlins are attacking. I guess you could say that. That is absolutely how it feels. Yeah, those. Exactly. So there's a little heart. You see the heart there? So do you guys notice that it covers up the chat? I'm just like, why does it do that? I like that you guys can see it here. Wait, that's super cute. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like this, even when I like kind of go back to my like big computer. So Beth, hello. What the heck is going on? It looks like you're asking if we're streaming yet. I think I will ask Beth to please refresh the page. So, Beth, if it is the stream, refresh the page. But if you can respond, if you're seeing this live, please let me know. If not, I think I'll type in here for you to refresh the page. Yeah, my life, exactly. So, things seem to be a little bit more kind of, they are calming, and the hope is that they continue to keep calming. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Okay. So now that you guys are all updated, let's get started practicing. I think I need to hold on to this because last time I did not notice that bringing all, there it is. Yeah. I think something is tugging on it. I'll figure it out later when I get my whole computer like attached to all of this. So Carol, hello. Period, hello. How are you guys doing? Let me get my pedals. Ooh, there we go. Got my pedal there, and then let me get my Bluetooth music pedal. I'm gonna put that here. We'll also turn that on. Okay. Very good. Have I ever tried a Drellinger silver head joint? No, I have not, but I actually have a few students who own some. own one. A few students who own one. There we go. Yeah, a few students who own one, and they love it. So you're not going to go wrong with them in terms of quality, but in terms of whether they fit you or not, that's something that you have to try for yourself. So Carol, how are you doing? Exactly, Jody. Sometimes if you don't stress about it, it resolves itself on its own. Yeah. So like that's one of the reasons why, like I mentioned this yesterday, that I was like, I am acknowledging that I'm super stressed. But at the same time, there ain't nothing I can do about it except just sort of let it be and see what happens. And just like, you know, freaking out more about it is not going to do anything. So I was like, let's turn to self-soothing methods. Practicing the flute is one of those methods. So there you go. Anyway, we will start practicing now. Let's do some harmonics. And let's just see where it takes us. Oh, wait, I do want to put on my ear plugs. What about the Williams? Is it, sorry, it's that Williams. Okay. No, I have not tried a Williams head joint. Sounds like you are shopping. Is that right, period? You're asking a lot of questions that suggest you are shopping. Can you tell the class? Because these are a whole bunch of nerds in here who would love to nerd out with you. Can you tell the class that besides a Drellinger and a Williams, what else is on your trial list or like that you want to try? Because I'm sure a whole bunch of people are probably looking up what Drellinger is, what Williams head joint is. So if you like name a few more, we are down to nerd with you. We would love to just like go nuts with you. Which earplugs did I buy? These are the Loop Experience Plus earplugs. I love these. These are my favorite. They're so comfortable. They come in a whole bunch of different sizes, which is fantastic. It comes in a whole bunch of different sizes in the same package. So like, it's great. I love it. Okay, let's do some harmonics. All right, I'm not mad about that. That feels pretty darn good. So I am now going to move on to some good old Marcel Moyse. Here we go. Let's do that, and then let's move that down. So we are doing De La Sonorite, page 22, number 35. These are interval leap exercises, and we are going to be doing articulations 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 are slurring between the whatchamacallit, slurring, how do I say this? Slurring from the moving notes to the bass note. And the bass note here is low C. So we are in for a grand time, guys. Okay, I want to move the chat somewhere where I can still read it, so we are moving it there. Dut mistress. Thank you, Chris. How are you doing? Salutations and greetings to you. How are you? Um, let's see. So, Carol, you might be going to the Flute Center over the summer. Oh, and you're thinking of buying an Amadeus 780, but you're also planning on trying some flutes while you're there. Fantastic. So that sounds great. And if whatever you end up getting, let us know. If you don't end up getting anything, don't feel the pressure to get anything. It's okay. The flute will always wait for you. But we would love to celebrate with you if you get something. That sounds really fun, Carol. So period, you are in the market for a pre-owned flute. You have some options. So an Altus 1107, that one's a good one. I feel like that sounds like a really familiar model number to me. So I don't know if it's that one of my students has it or if I reviewed it. A Haynes handmade. Ooh. Sounds like it's a thin wall. Is that right? Sankyo artist and Miramatsu. They're all beautiful flutes. So your Altus, Sankyo, and Miramatsu are your Japanese flutes. The Haynes is probably going to be the one that will stand out a little bit in terms of like that one will feel different from the other three. How much did these earplugs cost? Chia Eduardo is asking. $50, I want to say 45-ish, something like that. Let's see. And so period is also saying that the Miramatsu can be bought without a head joint. Great. That sounds great. What book am I using? Go to the info bar below this, like open it up. I have it listed there. Yeah, so this is the Moyse de la Sonorite, as I've written here. And then if you want to go look it up, open up the box. Yeah. And thank you for being cognizant of the fact that it's a little bit of a different conversation than that we're having. Yeah, I appreciate that. Kitty Cat. Yes, do what Kitty Cat said, period. Find it helpful to make a tier list whenever you do trials and list what you like and don't like. Yes. Got to write it down. Even better is if you can do little like video clips of yourself. And then you can kind of like arrange it in like a Google Drive folder or something like that. And then like you can like make notes about it and stuff like that. Yeah. You're welcome, guys. Hey, that's great, Chia Eduardo. That's a great price for that too. Nice. Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to keep going, guys. Here we go. Harmonics are feeling pretty good. I would say that I think like I could definitely feel I'm much more relaxed than yesterday. So we're probably going to have a good time today. But I hope I didn't just jinx myself. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. Okay, I went a little bit more carefully than I normally go just because it goes so low. And I definitely got the hang of it by like the second half of it, but the first half, what like getting into the middle register was a little bit of a struggle. Um, so I think I what it was I had to really think about like jutting the lip forward for the higher note and then just relaxing for the low C. So we'll see if we can do this all slurred. I might also need to take this nice and slow in order to achieve it, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad about it. I'm certainly not mad about that. Okay. Let's catch up with the chat. You know, if you get a free repair, you get a free repair. Go get your free repair, you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. If any of the springs are broken, it will render the flute essentially unplayable. So yes, definitely get them all fixed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. So Carol, if you get the Amadeus, you might get a 10K gold riser on it. Who knows? See how it like if that's within your budget, just see how it responds to you. If it responds great to you, fantastic. If it doesn't, whatever. Move on to a different one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's great. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm not mad about that. I definitely have a little bit of trouble um getting myself to relax. Ironically, it's on the bottom half of the middle register. So actually I do want to go over that just a hair more and then we'll move on. Yeah, I know what to do, which is that I need to just like when I go down to the low notes, right now I'm still fighting the urge to tense up, which does you no favors. So if you relax, that will actually, with it'll actually retract your lower lip back, which is what you want when you play low notes. So, okay, not bad. So what we're gonna do now is a little bit of circular breathing, just a little bit. So we'll do that. Okay, here we go. See you later, Ryan. Thank you so much for joining. It's actually Ryan, not Kim. Okay. Okay. Okay, that was better than yesterday. Also, Chi Eduardo, you absolutely answered your own question. I would say that in my experience, at least repair shops in the United States and Canada typically do not charge for a consultation. They typically, because essentially what you're asking for is a consultation. So they typically don't charge. But I would not be surprised if some places charge a consultation if they get too many consultations. That's the thing, right? Like that's how a business comes up with their rules of whether or not they charge for a consultation, right? Because like if a place gets so many, like gives so many free consultations that they have no time to actually work on the instruments that need to be repaired, obviously they should be paid for their time, right? So those places will charge for a consultation fee, right? But typically I would say that like if you're bringing your instrument to a repair shop, typically it's in some form of disrepair, right? It's either natural, normal day-to-day wear and tear, or it is something is actually broken, right? So this is why a lot of people won't charge for a consultation. But I can totally see it that if a business just happens to have to give so many free consultations that it literally takes up all of their time and they're basically being unpaid for their time, then they would charge for it. So I think like that's really what's happening there, right? So yeah. Oh, Flute World is big. Yeah, you should just ask them because each business is different, right? So just ask. Just send an email. They do. I think they do emails. Most places do email, or you could just call. They are everywhere. You're a customer, so you have the right to ask what services they provide, and they will tell you what services they provide and what they charge for. So yeah, just call them. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. So let's see. We are on the second half of number 455 in Moyse de la Sonorite. So we are doing pretty good with the circular breathing. That was definitely better than yesterday. I'm very happy. I'm extremely happy with how that one feels. So excellent. So let's move on. Okay, second half of 455. Here we go. So I am doing this with long B flat, so that's why it's kind of messing with my brain a bit. Okay, one more time on that one. Whoa, it's definitely a bit of a like a finger twister. Ah. Okay, this one is just for fun. We'll see if we can make it up to that high D. I'll need to go a bit slower on this one. Okay, we'll count that as good. We'll count that as good. Not bad, not bad. We need to do the next one, which is B flat major 7. Oy! Okay. Oh my goodness. Charlie, welcome back to the stream. I recall you were in an earlier stream of mine too. Your initial practice routine got really boring, so now you're just reading through essential elements. That's okay. You know, okay, something I want to really like chat with you guys about. It's a good time for a water break anyway. When you're practicing, you will find like in one season, typically it's seasons, I find. So in one season, you're going to find that your practice routine, like if you find a practice routine that works for you, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is the best. I know what I'm doing. It's interesting. I come back to it. I'm getting better and like blah, 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 blah. It just feels like such a good practice routine. And then something in your life will change. Like life will throw you lemons. You'll like, you know, something will come at you just like from left field and like, you know, or like your schedule changes because like summer starts or school starts or school ends or like, you know, suddenly you're going away for like a 2-week like vacation or like something, or like family and friends are coming over for like a week, and like you're going to find that the so-called perfect practice routine for you is only ever perfect for you for one season in your life. So for one phase. And so it's better to expect that you will need to kind of gauge how you feel, change how you practice, change what you practice to suit what you need right now. So a lot of you will actually remember that for a really long time, I think I was doing this for like a year or something, I had a timer going in like the corner because it would help me keep me on track, and it'll help me keep focused. And it was great while we were using it. Like it was fantastic to use because it was a great tool to help me learn how to focus. But when I came back from vacation in May, I had also just come back from caregiving for John because his skin exploded in the first week of May. And so I was not in a good mental health state to have a timer ticking in the corner while I practice, because what I really needed my flute practice sessions to do for me was to just be a safe place for me to just play the flute. You know, if I get anything done, that's just a cherry on top. So I wasn't here to, like, this sounds so weird, but I realized that in May, starting May, I'm currently in a phase, like in a season, where I'm not here to practice to learn to stay focused. I feel like I have learned to stay focused. That tool has done its job for me. So I can stay focused now. But the weird thing is that same timer, I can feel that if I had it going in ticking down here, it's going to make me feel very pressured. And that is exactly what I don't need right now. The weirdest thing was that same timer did not give me pressure before, but helped me focus. And it was a great feeling, did not feel pressure at all. Right now, I feel like if I put it there, I'm just going to be very, very pressured and it's going to feel really bad. So, it's that type of thing. Like, when something changes in your life, your practice routine also needs to change with you to match what you need in that moment. Because practicing the flute, practicing really any instrument, is both an extremely mental, it's very mentally involved, and it is also very physically involved. And because of those two things, you have to be very, very conscious of where you are in your life. What do you need right now? Like, pay attention to your needs right now. Because just because you felt great last week, it doesn't mean that you can do the same thing this week. You know, like, you really need to constantly gauge how you feel. And if you constantly gauge how you feel and you don't expect to stay the same, you will be more like inclined to tweak your practicing little by little to just kind of match what you need in the moment. So, you want to rot and watch One Piece. I don't blame you for wanting to watch One Piece. I hear it's fantastic. I have some nephews and nieces, once removed, that are very into it right now. But yeah, consistent, but relaxed and fun. Exactly. Like, but I will tell you that I'm very certain that once my life kind of like calms down a little bit, I will want to have maybe like 3 or 4 months of some very intensive practicing, like I know that I want that every now and then. Right. But right now I am not in a season or in a phase of my life where that is very healthy for me. Right. Am I still getting things done by practicing like this? Yes, I am. I actually am. It's just not as intensive and it's just not as fast. And that's okay. Like, it's okay. I've had to downsize to 3 practice sessions a week, but I needed to do that for my mental health. And I think that's great. Like, I'm still getting stuff done. So, I mean, it's really not much to complain about, So it's okay to go slower. It's fine. It is what it is, So there you go. Easy solution. Play One Piece theme on the flute. There you go. But you're welcome. I just, because I feel like we all get very discouraged when we have been practicing well for a while and then it fizzles out, right? And you're like, something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with like my passion for the flute. There's like something is terrible. It's not. It's actually not. You just finished that phase and now you're on a different phase of your life. And you just need to adjust your practicing so that it fits your current phase And that transition is always going to be really awkward. In the beginning, when you're not used to it, that transition will take longer. So it'll take 2 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that, if you're like really actively thinking about it. But for me, I've gone through enough changes and enough phases where I can actually kind of feel when I'm about to transition. And then when I can feel that I'm about to transition to a different phase, I'll be like, okay, let's start gauging how I feel. What do I need? What part of my practicing is not conducive to my mental state, to my physical state right now? What can I change? What can I adjust to make my practicing fit the me I am now, or the me that I am becoming, right? So there you go. I love it. So I like that you're thinking about learning some old anime tunes from your childhood. When from Naruto, do it. Just do it. Like if you're thinking about it right now and you're like, oh, but my current practice routine doesn't make room for it. No, you sit down and you make room in your practice routine for it. That's how the Genshin Impact thing made it in here, you know? So, all right. So, change your practicing according to what your mental state and your physical state can handle. All right. And it's totally fine to go slow. It's great to go intense sometimes, intense and fast sometimes. And it's great to go slow and consistent sometimes. Like it's fine either way. As long as you just keep showing up. That's really all it is. Okay, let's keep practicing. Ironically, that's the last one is the one that's not as bad, eh? Oh, all right. So definitely some tricky like finger business in there. Definitely a little bit difficult to not read ahead too fast, especially when it's that finger twisty. It's more important to only read about one note ahead. So just kind of constantly, because I've gotten so used to reading ahead a lot and just assuming that I know what to do, that when I come across this type of stuff, I tend to read ahead too fast. So I think that's what's happening. We'll keep that in mind for everything else that we do in here. So, but for now, I think that's enough. That's what I can take today. So we will take it. We're now going to do, or for next time, I will be doing 108. So let me update that in our checklist here. So we are doing 108. Oops. No. There we go. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna have to, I see what I need to do. So I need to make this a little bit thinner on this side now. Ooh. Like that? Yes, I think like that. Great. So now we want to, just gonna move that a hair so it's more centered on top. Cool, looks good. So we're also gonna make this just a hair shorter on each side. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now we will move on to the Ibert. There it is. And I'm gonna put that back in the corner. Okay, so we're on to the Ibert. Yes, I agree with the marinating. Charlie is saying that sometimes things need to just marinate, because Chia Eduardo was talking about how, like, when you're practicing sometimes, like the like your level at how you play something kind of like, you know, waffles, right? So yeah, exactly. It does take time to marinate. So hey Bill, how are you doing? Phantom, hello. So what I find has been really working for myself and also for my students is to make sure that you don't practice to the point where you get really tired. Because what happens when you get really tired is you start to make more mistakes because you're tired. Your muscles get fatigued. Your brain gets fatigued. You start making silly mistakes and stuff like that. And it becomes less and less predictable, like in terms of like how you play. So like, for example, if you're shooting for like a certain note not to crack, the more tired you are, the more it's going to feel like the feeling varies in terms of what you need to do in order to make that note not crack. Whereas if you are fresh all the time, anytime you play, you are fresh all the time and you never get to the point of fatigue, then that consistency, that constant right there will allow you to actually analyze what you are doing with much more accuracy, right? Because if you're constantly making yourself super tired while you're practicing, like the variance in how something feels in order to make it sound a certain way is just off the charts crazy everywhere, right? Whereas if you feel fresh every single time you practice, you will notice that it's just much easier to like analyze how a certain note feels, and then you'll be able to replicate it every single time because you're fresh every single time. You're not fatigued. I hope that made sense. So like when you're practicing, like that's why for me, I do kind of have a hard stop of like my hard stop is 1.5 hours, but I tend to try to stop at about an hour, between 45 minutes to an hour of practicing is where I'm like the most fresh the entire time. And because of that, it makes it easy for me to kind of compare and contrast days of like what I tried on this day versus what I tried on another day. There's consistency there because I'm fresh on both days. So I hope that makes sense. This is surprisingly difficult to explain. Okay, we're on to the Ibert. Let's do this. We're starting from Q56 first. I was just trying to make sure I wasn't crazy. That I was like, was that good? Was that good? Okay, we're going to keep going in the recap. I think that is what I can do today. There's like a few things that I would love to tweak, but I think that's what I can do today. So we're going to move on. going to take a quick water break. Catch up with the chat. Yeah, so Charlie is mentioning that there's been instances where you'll look at something every day with not much progress, but then you'll look at something and not visit it for several days and it'll be much better. Yes. So that happens to everyone. It happens to me too. So legitimately, this is why I don't even try to practice every single day. Because that's just not how our brain works, you know? It really does take time to marinate. Perhaps the only things that should be done daily are fundamentals. Yeah, I mean, it depends on your level. So like, let's say you are like beginner intermediate and you're still getting the hang of all of your scales, right? So if you follow I'm going to plug it again. If you follow a practice method, kind of like the flute practice scale book, so she has a daily practice plan, where what you practice will only take you about 15 minutes. Like it's not very long. So like that I could see, she doesn't even get you to do it every single day. She only gets you to do it 6 days a week. Because she also believes in at least 1 day of rest. So, there is that consistency, but it's also not too much because it won't wear you down, right? Like it's only 15 minutes, right? So like, I would subscribe to that type of thing that you do most days, like something that's just kind of very constant that you're just kind of coming back to all the time. But yeah, like big pieces, like kind of like the Ibert that I'm working on, it can, I would say that a lot of times there's a lot of things that you learn that just need some time to marinate. And if you look at it every single day, in the same manner, at least my brain starts to reject it essentially. Because it's just kind of, you're bombarding your brain with the exact same thing over and over, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is the Ibert flute concerto. Yes. Do I suggest channeling your energy into one fundamental or a variety of fundamentals at a time? Depends on the person. It depends on the person. So some people are the type of people who like to tunnel vision focus on one fundamental. And then maybe what you can do is like touch on it, like after you've you've gotten a lot better at it, and you can just kind of like touch base on it like once or twice a week, Other people like to kind of have like a kaleidoscope of a few fundamentals to work on. So I think it honestly, it depends on the person. So you need to try it out, like try out both ways and see which one you notice that your brain like responds well to, yeah. Yeah, so you're the type who wants to just grind it and then maintain it. Yeah, not everyone's like that, and that's great. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that people are different. Congratulations to your nephew, Charlie. Oh, that's so nice. Enjoy the graduation. Yeah, exactly, right? So like, I would say that you already know how you work. I understand the need to seek validation that you're not crazy. I understand that because that happened to me for a very long time too, because I just kind of felt like my way of practicing was just like, it just felt crazy, I wasn't sure exactly what other people were doing. But I'm just going to straight up tell you, everyone is different. Everyone practices differently. Whatever is a holy grail way of practicing for one person might be absolute freaking torture for another person, you know? And I think it's important to keep that in mind so that, you know, so that we don't, you know, accidentally torture our fellow flutists and musicians. You know? Yeah. So like yeah. So I think some people might think that the way that I teach is like kind of wishy-washy. Like I don't have like this one set golden way of practicing. Like I have like a set golden list of topics to touch on, but I don't touch on it in the same order for every student. I don't get every student to do the same type of routine. A lot of my students will actually break up their practice routine over the course of a whole day. So they'll just take breaks from working to like, they'll take like a 10-minute break or a 15-minute break, and they'll like practice one thing on the flute. So they'll like practice harmonics, and then they'll go back to work. And then when they take another break, they will like do like 15 minutes of like tone, you know, and then they'll go back to work, and then they'll take another like 15-minute break and do like, you know, these are all people who are working from home. But they'll do like technique, you know, so like there's so many different ways to practice, you know, you just have to find what works for your schedule, for your energy level, for your like what works for your physical state, you know? Yeah. Oh, Blue Moon. I appreciate you too. But yeah, it's everyone is different, and everyone is in a different phase of their life too. So like even within just one person's life, they will not practice the same way their entire life. That's just how it be, you know? You can try and fight it. You can absolutely try and fight it and try to stay with the same practice routine forever and ever. I can almost guarantee you, I'm like 95% sure you're going to burn yourself out if you do that. Like, I'm 95% sure. We humans change. Whether you like it or not. You know, I'm sure a lot of us hate change. Okay, I get it. You're changing regardless. Like it don't matter. You grow up, you age, you know what I mean? So there you go. There you go, Chi Eduardo. When you grind on one piece, you grind a certain style, it's very easy to apply it to another piece in the same style. Yeah, there you go. Okay, we're going to continue. So I am pretty happy with how that went. There's a few things I was thinking about. Trying to keep my thumb tucked closer to underneath my middle finger, just because I have small hands. This is just a small hand thing. If you don't have small hands, please don't do this. You'll cramp yourself up. So, but the idea is that if my thumb is further out, I end up causing my pinky to have to counterbalance the thumb, and it locks my pinky. So on top of it being very painful, the other thing is that I move less quickly and I am way more tense. So I think I have been considering reapplying my woodified twig onto my flute, and I'm thinking I think I know exactly where to put it now. So that's one thought that was going through my head. The other thought is I needed to visualize how I'm using my breath for that bit that goes on for a while. That part. So I didn't have to take an extra sneak breath there, which I had to do at the beginning of the recap. And it was because I actually visualized the exhaling part of my breathing much better, which, big thanks to Majimonkichi for telling me this, I think, 2 years ago now, something like that. So I will keep that in mind for tomorrow when we come back to this. So let's do this last section now. Here we go. Okay. As written. We'll do after Victor. I think it's just one of those days. It's okay. Oi. You're like, oh no, Jody. I'm so sorry to hear. Hey, Unsphered, how are you? Thank you, Victor. I'm so sorry to hear, Jody. That is so, so sad. You know what? Enjoy the 10 to 15 minutes that you can play to the absolute fullest. I'm so sorry you had to quit band, though. That is so sad. I'm so sorry. But continue nurturing your love for the flute, just for yourself, you know what I mean? Because just to take back that power for yourself is so important, you know? Yeah, exactly. Listen to your body and just relax. Do what you can. Yes, so many times. Yes. I mean, that's essentially what I'm doing for myself too. Do I feel bad that I have had to downsize my practicing from 5 days a week to 3 days a week? Absolutely. I feel it feels rough. I wish I didn't have to, but I can't handle more than 3 days right now. Mentally, physically, I can't do it. Oh, it's mostly mental. Mentally, I can't do it. So, I feel and also, if you do want to practice, Che Eduardo has a really great suggestion, which is just to do finger work. Yeah, if you want to. So you're healing, so take your time, Okay, taking a look at the time, instead of doing Genshin, let's do some Mario Brothers. Yeah? And Badinerie. Because I kind of feel like it. So let's just do that. So let me just make that go away. And let's just do some Mario Brothers. So I know that there's a Mario Brothers medley on Muse Score. So I'm going to go take a look at that. Mario Bros medley. See if there's some sort of medley. We'll even put flute. Did someone do something? Yes, they did. Let's see if this is a good part. Unsure. So we'll try it though. Okay. Let's try it. Oh gosh. That's so cute. All right. What's this? What's this theme? 1002. Is that a half note? Is what is this theme? That's vaguely familiar. Vaguely familiar. That one I knew. Oh no. No. Oh, what? Is that quarter note? Is that the battle theme? That one that I didn't know? think so. Yeah, you're right. I think that is like one of the boss battles. Okay. I hope that was all right, Michael. I hope that was all right. Hello, Mr. Shadow. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? You have to do some breathing exercises. All right. Random unsolicited advice is to think of breathing more as efficiency in terms of how you use your breath and not so much just the amount of air that you're breathing in and breathing out. So you can be smart with how you use your air. You don't have to blow it all out like at once or when things get really loud. The flute can only get so loud. So you don't actually have to push beyond what the flute can do. So you can save some air, you know? Yeah. Thank you, guys. You guys are so sweet. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Okay. We will now do some Badinerie, shall we? I do know that Flute Tunes has a pretty clean copy of it, so I'll go there. So I know that you're working on this, Chiedardo, and you're looking for some like tips. Is that right? I'm gonna play it now, but like if you want to ask like any sort of like very specific question, please put it in the chat. I'm sure that other people would be interested. So if you guys want to follow along, I'm so sorry that I forgot to do this, but if you guys want to follow along, that's the PDF. If you guys want to. So there you go. I believe Sir James is known for taking this hilariously fast. Like, as an encore type of, like, for funsies, you know? I don't add much ornaments than what that is. Yeah. So, like, for fun, I can try out how I remember Sir James doing it. Sir James does it hilariously fast. I think he really just does it for fun. But let me try. La la la. Oh gosh. Okay, so it's a little messy here and there. I haven't played it in a while, but that's how I remember how fast Sir James takes it, if not a little faster. Like that bit in the middle is really fun. Like the part. Gosh, right there. Blah, blah, blah. Fun. Like if I had more time to practice this, I could probably get it up to that speed. Can you do slides by any chance? Do you mean, what do you mean by that? Do you mean like... Is it that? Ornament slide? Oh, that? Is that? I have heard people do that. Is that it? Yes, I have heard people do that. You're right. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the one, right? I think they do it later too. La, la, la. I think Sir James did it. Like the way that I'm playing it now, I'm basically just channeling Sir James. I think Sir James did it. I have actually met Greg Patilla once. He will not remember me, but I've met him before when I was in university. He came to our school to do like a masterclass, and like it was super fun. And so of course the entire band made all of us flutes go like every flutist was forced to do it because the entire band thought it was like the best thing in the world. So how do I do the weird glissando? Well, I'm just doing a fast, it's just a really fast scale in the key. So just make sure that you got your F sharp and your C sharp in there, and you just rip through it between the two notes that you're sliding between. Yeah, it's just a fast scale. So like if I were to play it slow, so you can make out what I'm doing, it's this. Got it? Then you just do it fast. It's just the notes between the sorry. It's just your starting note is the first note that you're starting to slide from. The last note is the last note that you're sliding to, and every note in between is just the scale in the key that we're in. So just go one note at a time, up the scale, up a B, like essentially a B natural minor scale. That's all it is. Yeah, it's just natural minor. Yeah, regular glissando. Exactly. It's a regular glissando. And I'm just using natural minor. Yeah. Thank you, Jody. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm guessing whoever came up with doing that, I feel like it's Sir James. Probably took it from the fact that later on it's actually written in the music to do that, you know, like this part. Like that's written in. That's straight. Those are 30 seconds that are written in. So that's also written in. Like those 3 bits that I did the slide there is written in. So I feel like that's why it works so well, because it's already kind of implied in the music that you can do that. Yeah. Does a big slide. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, it's I think the one that I just did right now though, that one I think is I'm pretty sure Sir James has done it. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. But there you go. That's Badinerie. I mean, I haven't practiced it in a very long time, so you're hearing a little bit of a semi-butchered version of it. Like, I could definitely practice it to be a lot cleaner than that, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, I think I'm going to start cleaning up now, so let me get on that. I'm going to, you guys will be proud of me, I'm going to turn off my Bluetooth music pedal so I can stop constantly killing it. Okay, let's sit down and get cleaning. What notes again? Do you mean in the Badinerie? Okay, so it's just the B natural minor scale. That's all it is. And your starting note is the note that you're sliding from, and your end note is the note that you're sliding to. So B natural minor scale is just B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. That's all it is. It's just a scale with 2 sharps in it, F sharp and C sharp. That's it. Starting and ending on B. That's it. All right. Yeah. So do that scale, but between the start note and the end note. That's it. That's all it is. All right. Cool. That was super fun, guys. I'm going to start cleaning everything up here. Let's put my practice schedule back on here and just kind of investigate what's going on. So cool. Looks like I do need to update what I'm doing in De La Sonorite. So I'm doing 36 articulations 1 and 2 circle, and then we've updated the Moyse for 80 exercises. Okay, I think we're good. So let's move our highlight back up. So we'll move that back up. Michael, thank you. That's so sweet of you. I appreciate it. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, we're good. I think we're good. So I'm just gonna rearrange my desktop here so I can still see what you guys are saying pretty easily. But okay, let's start cleaning up. I'm going to have my my flute case over here, but you guys will still see the parts on this side. That was super fun. Thanks guys for waiting. I appreciate it. Thank you for waiting for me to actually get my serious practicing done, and then we could have some fun. So you're so welcome, Michael. I wish I knew like that one tiny little theme a little bit better, then I would have been able to do it more from like memory. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, even though I definitely was sight reading. Definitely was butchering some of it. But it's okay. I don't profess to be a perfect flutist. So, what you see is what you get. Okay. So, I do want to address the whole very obvious thing that's going on right now, which is that I have put a pause on uploading videos. And it's not that I don't want to, it's that I do not have the mental bandwidth in order to upload videos, to like edit and upload. However, I am working on one video right now, which is probably going to be extremely cathartic for me. So, and I thought, you know what, rather than just surprising you guys, especially for you guys who like keep up with these streams, I think it would be better to tell you. So, I am going to release, I am planning on it at the very least. I am writing the video for the 3-year update to John's TSW. But the video will primarily, because last time I talked about what it was and what we had to kind of, deal with, just so that people knew what was going on and they weren't suspecting that I was dying or something like that. Because, when content creators kind of like disappear off the face of the earth, there are some concerns that like, are they dying? Are they dead? Like what's going on? And so that's really what that video was for, was to just kind of like explain like, hey, we're going through like a pretty terrible condition right now. And it's rough. But this time around, I wanted to focus on, what it's been like from my perspective. So there are a lot of things that I haven't told you guys about because it's very painful to think about and to reflect on. But I think it's important for my healing to reflect on it. So I have been doing that, and it indeed has been extremely painful. It's been very painful, and therefore it's used up a lot of my mental bandwidth for making videos. So, however, I still think it's good for me to do it, so I'm doing it. And the video is aimed mostly towards other partner caregivers, so spousal caregivers. Because when you are a spousal caregiver, the dynamic is kind of weird, and I have found it very difficult to find other accounts online that are easy access and free, to that really talks about how a spouse, like how do you maintain a marriage while caregiving, and like what is the dynamic like, how does it change. So I want to offer my experience and my perspective and what I learned to help other potential spousal caregivers who may be looking online for an account of someone else who has been through this type of caregiving. Yeah, so it's a very heavy video, but I think that it is needed. There's a hole in sort of like when I go online and I try to find like accounts of caregiving, most of it is parental, or it's like caring for your aging parents. Weirdly enough, there's not actually a lot out there about spousal caregiving. So when you are the spouse. So, that is, just wanted to let you guys know that that is on the horizon, and that is what I'm working on. That is taking up my mental bandwidth right now. But, so it's just a lot has happened in second half of April we're on vacation, and then May was basically like my life exploded. So it's but that's life, and you deal with it, and it's fine. Things happen, right? So there you go. That is kind of the video update. I did want to tell you guys about that. So I figured I'm cleaning up anyway, so it's a good time to tell you guys. But yeah, that went very, very well. I could tell that I was getting a little like physically tired a little sooner than I expected. So I think that I'm probably still kind of wiped from last month. I don't think that I have really caught up on my sort of like physically where I need to be. But it's okay. I think I will, I'll slowly get better. And it's a little bit of an unending, like unpredictable, kind of up and down. So, I wanted to thank you guys for staying on the journey with me. I know that I'm not the most consistent content creator, and it's just because life is preventing me from being more consistent, but thank you for staying on the bandwagon anyway. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. But yeah, so like I am here, I am around. It's just that right now my mental bandwidth is probably the most appropriate for this type of content, live content. Editing is really rough right now, just because I think sitting down to film something is taking a lot more mental energy than live streaming. Live streaming I actually find way easier. So I hope you guys don't mind that I'm essentially going back to primarily doing streams. It's been fun seeing more and more of you guys like viewing my content and being in the chat and stuff like that. So I would like to grow this part of my my online content even more, because it would be really fun to actually just be known for mostly my live content. I would really love that. But those videos, when I do reviews, they do really well. So, and I like doing them. So it's just that I need the mental bandwidth to actually do them. Thank you for reminding me, both of you guys, Blue Moon, for just reminding me that I can just do what I want to do. And it's okay for what I want to do to kind of waver. And Victor, cheers. All right, we're done. I will see you guys tomorrow for my third practice stream of this week. And I'm just, I don't know, like every time I do this, I always feel so much better. So thank you guys so much. Please take care of yourselves as well. Stay happy, healthy, and safe to the best of your ability. I know that life can, be out of control sometimes, but do whatever you can. Whatever you are in control of, do the things that are good for your mental health, for your physical health. Take control of what you can. All right. We are all here for you. Love you very much. And please do what you need for self-care, because there's no music without the musician. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow will be an earlier stream. So I'll see you guys then. Love you all very much. Take care of yourselves. Okay. See you later, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day, good night, wherever you are. Love you guys. Bye.